Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to cut a full-fledged gown with detachable sleeves. Okay, I'll be teaching you, so at the end of this tutorial, at the end of this video, you'll be able to cut a full-fledged gown with detachable sleeves all by yourself. I'm going to really take you to the very easy process. It's going to be easy and fast. Okay, before we go on, kindly go down below this video and click on that subscribe button just down below this video. Okay, when you subscribe to my channel, you're going to be getting a whole lot of educative videos, sewing tutorials, sewing innovations, pattern draftings in a very quick and easy way on my channel. Okay, so now let's go into cutting a full-fledged circular gown with detachable sleeves. You're going to be needing 6 yards of fabric. Okay, then you're going to be needing your elastic. To need this elastic band and 6 yards of fabric. All right, so now to make it super easy and fast and to avoid joining excesses, you're going to be dividing that 6 yards into 3 parts, meaning, so this is into two yards. Okay, so this is 2 yards, 2 yard, another 2 yards of fabric, another 2 yards. Okay, I divided that 6 yards into 3 parts, making 2 yards each. So this is the 2 yards, this is the first 2 yards, the second 2 yards, and the third 2 yards. Okay, so once you have divided it into 3 like this, then you're going to be taking 1 part from it. Let me take this part. I'm going to be taking 1 part, which is these 2 yards. Now I'm going to be dividing these 2 yards. You're going to divide it into 2. Okay, just the way it is, like this. I'm going to fold it into 2 like this. Okay, once I fold it into 2 like this, I'm just going to divide this. I'm going to be cutting along this line, so I'm going to divide this. I'm going to cut this into 2 this way. Okay, please, I just want you to pay attention. You really get this. Okay, it's very easy, very simple. So once you divided these 2 yards into 2, then what you're going to do next now, you're going to go onto your sewing machine and you're going to take an end of this first 2 yards. With this one you have cut into 2, you're going to be joining the ends together. Okay, so you're going to join this end alongside this end. All right, so you're going to be joining it together like this. Okay, you're going to join it all through together like this for this part. This is 1 part. Okay, now for the second part, you're going to take the second 2 yards. So at this end here, you're going to take the second part that we divided into 2, and you're going to join this one so together. So once you join them together, it's going to be giving you 2 parts in all. Okay, so I'm going over to my sewing machine now to join these 2 parts together. Okay, so now I'm going to join them together. So this is what I have. This is the first part. Okay, and this is the second part. All right, so once you're done with that, then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to take 1 end of your fabric like this, and you're going to join it together to another end of your fabric like this. Okay, and then you're going to make a triangular shape. You're going to be making out a triangular shape like that. Okay, so as you can see I've already made a triangular shape. B. So this is for the first part. This is the first part that I joined. Okay, so you're going to make it into a triangular shape like this. Okay, we're going to do that for the second one also, but I'm going to be cutting out my measurements now on this fabric. Okay, so now this other part that is joined here is where it's going to be facing you. All right, so once you form a triangle like that, And the next thing for you to do now is to input in your measurements. Since this gown is not having sleeve, okay, it's not going to be having sleeve, all right. It is like an off-shoulder gown with strap, just going to be having the strap around the shoulder area, okay. So I'm not going to measure my shoulder line, all right. I'm just going to go on to measure out my chest line, and my chest line is 35 inches. That is the round circumference of my chest line is 35 inches, okay. So divided by 4 is 8.75. I'm just going to go down to where 8.75 is.
I'm just going to mark it out and form out a straight line, just the way you are seeing it in this video. And then I'm going to curve out my armhole, just a little curve, since it's not starting from the shoulder, just a little curve. And then once I'm done with that, and I form the straight line with my chest line measurement, I am going to be placing my tape measure on that straight line, and I'm going to be measuring the length of my gown. The length of my gown is 60 inches, so I'm going to be measuring 60 inches from that line down to 60 inches.
So I'm going to measure the same 60 inches here also, all right. I'm going to be measuring that 60 inches round this gown, okay. So here is 60. I'm just going to join it to that side. Here too is 60, okay. So I'm just going to join it together like that, okay. So once I'm done, I'm just going to cut it out like this. So you can see this method is really going to help us to eliminate excess joining, all right. So now this is the length of my gown now, 60 inches. So I don't want, so since I'm going to be it's going to be having detachable sleeves, so I'm going to be deducting that the space, the measurement for the sleeves from this gown down, okay. So what I'm just going to do right now is I'm just going to be measuring this, and I'm going to be bringing out a straight line from this, so that I can have excess to make my sleeve, okay. I'm just going to be drawing out a straight line where I'm going to be cutting it from, okay. And so this other space over there is what I'm going to use for my sleeve, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to be cutting this out. So this remaining fabric here is going to be what I'm going to use for my sleeve. So as you can see, I've laid down the front that I cut initially on this back piece. So next thing I'm going to do now, I'm just going to be cutting out the same thing, all right. Since you're not going to be cutting out the neck, then I'm going to be cutting out the sleeve. So I'm going to cut out just the same thing for this back piece also, okay. Okay, so now you can see this is what I have for my gown, okay. So this is where my chest line is starting from, which is 7 inches here. By the time I'm done sewing it with half of an inch allowance, it's going to come back to 7.5. And this is my length here, length for my gown, which is 60 inches. You can see that is 60 inches, and that is the measurement I used round. Here too is 60, okay. And this is for the pockets. As I explained earlier, for the pockets, it's going to start from 16 inches, which is where my waistline is, okay. I'm going to be adding 6 inches to that, which is 22. So this is for my side pocket. That is where I'm going to be attaching my side pockets, okay. So once I'm done with that for the gown, so now I'm coming over now to the sleeves. So I told you earlier that I'm going to be using the pieces pieces that I cut off from the gown is going to serve as my sleeve. So I'm going to be cutting out the sleeve now, the detachable sleeve. Okay, I'm going to be cutting that out now, and I'm going to be cutting out the straps. So this is for the sleeve. Okay, I'm going to join this together. So it's going to, you can see, I'm going to be joining that together, and it's going to, once I join it together, it's going to give me a very wide fabric there that I'm going to be using for the sleeve. Okay, so that is for my sleeve for the first one. Now I'm going over to cut out the second sleeve. So this is for my other sleeve. So I'm going to be attaching an elastic band to the sleeve. Okay, so that is the sleeve for the first one, and this is my sleeve for the second and the detachable sleeve. Okay, this is the detachable sleeve. All right, I'm going to be cutting that out the same way I did for the other one. I'm going to be using this to cut it out. This method is super fast and easy. Okay, within 10 minutes you are done with the whole sleeve, and it's going to save you from the joining excesses. So these are for my sleeve. I'm going to be joining that out, and once I'm done, I'm going to show you how it came out to be. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be cutting out the pockets. Okay, I'm going to be cutting out the pockets, the two side pockets for this outfit, because it's going to be having side pockets. All right, so I'm going to be cutting out the two side pockets for this particular gown. Okay, so you know we used 6 inches for our pocket. So the length of this pocket now depends on how wide and how long you want the pockets to be, but I want to make mine 15 inches. Okay, I want to make the length of my pocket to be 15 inches. Okay, and I want to make the wideness to be 8 inches. Okay, so I always like my pockets, you know, that I always make my pockets standard, so that in case I want to put in something in it, I'm actually going to be able to do that. So now I'm going to be cutting this out now. What I have for this pocket, I'm going to actually be cutting it out. Okay, so I'm going to be cutting this out now. Okay, so now I'm just going to come here. I'm going to take one of the sides and I'm going to give it a curve. All right, I'm going to curve one of the sides. Okay, so now this is my pocket. All right, yeah, I'm going to be marking it out. So that is it, the 6 inches I measured earlier, and I'm going to be attaching it to my fabric. Okay, so this is my pocket. All right, so that is for the pocket. So then I'm going on to cut the strap. So if you want your pockets to be, if you want to make the pockets for both sides, okay, what you're going to do, you're just going to repeat this same pocket that you cut out. You're going to repeat it twice. Okay, that's if you want your pockets on both sides of the fabric. Okay, just going to be cutting this again in 2 places. All right, so now what I'm going on to do now is to cut out the straps, the shoulder strap. Okay, so remember that I removed out 7.5 inches from that gown. So this is 7.5 inches for the front and 7.5 inches for the back. Okay, so making 15 inches. 7.5 inches plus 7.5 inches, making 15. So my strap now will be 15 inches long. Okay, so the strap I'm going to be cutting now will be 15 inches long. All right, so I'm going to be adding 1 inch allowance, which I'm going to use to join the strap to the gown. All right, so I'm going to be using ½ inch to join the front strap to the front side of the gown, another ½ inch to join the back strap to the back of the gown. Okay, and the length of my strap is 15 inches, so plus 1 inch which makes it 16 inches. I'm going to be cutting out 16 inches now. This is going to make for the strap of the gown. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm just going to cut this out. All right, so now this strap depends on you, on how you want, how long or how wide. It depends on how wide you want it to be. Okay, so I'm just going to be cutting that out now. So this is the strap that I'm cutting out. Okay, and I'm going to be dividing it into 2 parts. All right, so now what I have here, make sure your straps are equal. So I have 2.5 here. Okay, so I'm going to be marking 2.5 here also, so that I can have a straight length. Okay, so that my strap can give me a very straight. Okay, so ensure that in your sewing, in your fittings, you maintain a straight sewing. Okay, make sure if you are sewing with 1 inch, make sure it is 1 inch straight down. Okay, it's going to give your fabric a nice look. Okay, so this is for the strap, the first side, then the second side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to be folding this like this way. Okay, I'm going to fold it into 2 like this, and I'm going to fold it like this again. So this is going to make for my strap. I'm going to sew along this line. I'm going to be doing that for this other one also. That makes for my strap. So guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial, this class. So if you want your outfits to have a scarf, so all these pieces we have left, you can just join them together. Okay, you can see we have a lot of fabric, a lot of scrap fabric, so you can join them together to make a scarf. Maybe you want a bow, you can join them together to make for a bow that you can use to style your outfit. Maybe you want a scrunchies, you can just use it for anything you want. You can use this scrap fabric for maybe to make a bow, to make a scarf, to make, do everything you want to do. Okay, so we've come to the end of this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to the sewing machine now to sew out that gown. I'm going to show you how it came out. So thank you so much for your time.